Lay your fabric down. You can cut your fabric to any size length, but the length must be 3 times the width measurement. I'm making a medium-sized bag and my measurements were 38 centimeters width by 114 centimeters length, with a seam allowance of 1 centimeter. I made a template piece, as you can see on the video, so I can cut round it and use it again, or you can just pin the measurements or mark them with a washable pen or chalk. Then cut out your piece of fabric. You will need 2 pieces of fabric the same size. Lay your pieces of fabric right side facing together and then pin them to secure them in place. Then sew around the edges of the fabric with about a 1 centimeter seam allowance. Leave a gap of about 2 to 3 inches on one side. This is so you can turn the fabric the right way round and also feed your wadding through. We'll secure it later on. Then snip off the corners. You can then turn your fabric the right way round, making sure all the corners are pointed, and I recommend giving it an iron so everything is pressed down. Then lay your wadding down and cut around your piece of fabric. I would then recommend going around the edges and trimming off about 0.5 centimeters so it doesn't bunch up inside the fabric. Then feed your wadding into your fabric, making sure the corners and the sides meet. I'd recommend pinning them in place so they don't budge. We're then going to do a running stitch around the edges of the fabric, closing off the gap we made earlier. It's now time to add in your quilted lines. We're going to do diagonal ones. In order to measure this, measure out the length of your bag, then divide this into equal parts. Mine were 6 centimeters apart. I then pinned 6 centimeters apart to mark the lines, and I did this on the opposite side too. To mark out the diagonal lines, go 2 pins along the top and then on the opposite side 2 pins previous to those as seen on the video. You will then mark all lines parallel to this. With a washable pen, chalk or pins, mark down the diagonal lines. Then sew along each one. Once you've done all your quilting, it's now time to do our origami. On the left side, you're going to fold your bottom corner up 90 degrees. On the right side, you will fold the top corner down by 90 degrees. Then take your corner and fold along the line as shown on the video across the square. Make sure everything is lined up nicely and pin the bag together as you can see on the video. Do this on the other side too. Now sew along these edges. This part is optional, but if you want a square bottom to the bag, follow these next steps. Mark 2 inches along the side of each corner, then draw a line across or place pins. Do this on the other corner as well. Sew along these lines. Then cut off the triangles below where you sewed. Next, do a zigzag stitch to secure the edge. It's now time to make your handle. To make this is similar to the beginning steps of making the bag. You will need to cut out 2 rectangles the same size. I did 6.5 inches by 5.5 inches. Right sides facing together, sew the small pieces of fabric together, leaving a gap on one side. Turn your fabric the right way round and cut a small piece of wadding the same size but about 0.5 centimeters smaller. Then feed your wadding through. Make sure that gap is folded correctly with the fabric covering the wadding. Fold your fabric in half and pin it in place. Now sew along the edge, closing up the gap at the same time. Turn your handle the right way round so the seam is on the inside. Pinch one of the pointy bits of the bag and feed it through the handle. Bring the two pointy bits together, one on top of the other, and sew along to make it really secure. Once secure, bring your handle up over the join. And your origami bag is complete. If you recreate this, please share any posts and tag me. My social handles are in the description, and thanks for watching.